coming back, my mindset completely changed after what recently happened with my father, his passing. And before I was actually coming back to Central to talk about what my plans were going into the future after the season ended. And I really wanted to go and see what my arm could take me in the draft, whether it was the 10th round, $250,000. But I wasn't offered that type of money, and I wasn't backing down from where I stood. So I figured the best idea was to come back, and especially with everything that's going on with the NIL, I figured my best choice is to come back and try to prove myself as a legend leaving LSU. Did y'all get all of it? Okay.
Yeah, I thought we were waiting on David, but
me too.
Ma'Khail, also condolences to you. I mean, you talked just now about how that completely changed your mindset. So before you're losing your father, you were intent on heading to maybe start your pro career, and I mean, just what were those few days like for you? If it's something that you can talk about now, and I'm sure it's really difficult, but how much has, I don't know, your whole life outlook changed over the last month or so?
Just knowing that I won't be able to continue my path with my dad, it was truly heartbreaking. And coming to that realization, I mean, a lot of people don't feel this, and some people do, and they can relate. But that first week after it happened, you're still in shock. Like it doesn't hit you till a week or two later. Like, you know that loved one isn't going to be there for you, and you won't be able to talk to them again or communicate in any kind of way. So I was really just in shock. And once we started getting funeral preparations and things done, it really hit me. I'm like, man, I'm really not going to be able to talk to my dad anymore. And how I just keep remembering how great of a man he was, and how influential he was for me my whole life. I just feel blessed that I was able to spend 22 years with him and grow up in his household, you know. But as far as my mindset, it definitely changed a lot. He really wanted me to stay at LSU another year, graduate, and then move on and try to get my master's. So that's what I plan on doing. And I've set my goals very high, even though I didn't go to the draft. I've set my goals really high, and I plan to come back and fulfill that.
It's a great story, man. Thanks for sharing that. Let's talk some baseball, I guess, if you don't mind, and just the coaching staff and Coach Kelly. I'm sure you talked to him, and you know the vibe that I get is that they really want to pour themselves into the players, right, and make them all better, specifically and individually. And I don't know what, you know, and this isn't about what's happened in the past as much as it is the potential for moving forward. Do you really feel that excitement and energy of like, man, I'm going to get this focused energy and attention?
Yes, sir, I definitely do. From the first time I talked to both coaches, it's been, we are going to develop you and do anything and everything possible to making you the best ball player we can. And I solely believe that they seem like they definitely know what they're doing. They've been to Omaha the past 2 years, and they've built up a really good program over at Arizona. And I feel like it's going to translate well over to LSU, especially with our fan base and our support.
Hey, Ma'Khail, sorry, I got cut off in that first question, but just, you know, the opportunity to come back and be a leader of this team. I know last year you were a senior, but, you know, you were kind of in that, you know, state of kind of unknown with the pitching staff. Now you get to come back and be kind of the face of the pitching staff along with Devin. Just how important was that for you in making this decision and, being able to be a leader for this team next year?
Being here for this, I've always felt like I had my my hand in the pot when it comes to leadership. I feel like anybody could be a leader. There's always freshmen that come in that are true ballers, and they lead by example on the field, and that could be looked at as leadership. But also, I feel like, well, not a lot of people know this, but I actually am more vocal than that I portray on the mound. I get excited at practice, and I try to lead by example and get the boys rallied up before games and things like that. So I feel like that's going to translate well over to next year too. I had a few times last year where I showed leadership and I know what it's about. I'm a local. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, and I feel like that'll translate really well over to getting these freshmen and new incoming players on board.
Ma'Khail, when you also thought you said that you had a number that teams didn't hit, do you feel like coming back for another year, if you're able to do what you did at the end of this season for an entire year, could really boost your stock? Was that also just a big piece of this?
Oh, that definitely. Yeah, that's definitely true. I feel like if I would have did if I do what I did last year at the end of the year, then I definitely raise my stock. It's just all about, pitching is a very mental game. You're not gonna have your best days, but if you go out there with your mind completely locked in, solely into doing whatever it takes to get how many ever outs and give your team a chance to win, then you'll be very successful. And that's what I'm going into next year thinking. Just give my team a chance to win, go as long as hard as I can.
On that, Devin said that especially over the last few weeks, y'all had started kind of talking a lot. Was there any element of you, sort of the two of you as seniors, kind of making this decision together, or was it very separate and then it just kind of worked out that now you're both coming back?
Nah, Devin was right. We've been talking a lot over the past few weeks, especially, given my situation with my family. Me and Devin's family have always been very close, and they've been a family, a home away from home. They've always taken care of me, just like the rest of my team. That's why LSU is so special, because it's literally like a family. It's not. I don't consider my other teammates and their families just friends or associates. They're pretty much family, and everybody's here for me. That decision, it was pretty much me and him were communicating really closely about it, and like there's a lot of opportunity for us to come back and really make a name for ourselves and increase our draft stock. And we're just like, we're gonna sit back and think on it. We have time to think about it, and we did, and we figured the best decision was for us to both come back and be the leaders and take the reins for LSU.
Ma'Khail, I'm sorry about the passing of your father, but what does it mean to you that he was able to see the season that you had this year?
It means so much to me. My dad tells me that he's proud of me after every game, but it really hit my heart after my last outing in Tennessee. He texted a short paragraph telling me how proud he was of me, especially over the past 4 years. And I'm still not done yet. He still believed that I wasn't done yet. So I still have a lot to prove whenever I come back.
Does it help you cope a little bit? Knowing that this is what he wanted, you feel like you're kind of carrying his energy with you?
Yeah, I feel like I carry him with me everywhere I go. I am my father's son, and I have a lot of characteristics that's just like him, and it it really hit home whenever I was with all of my family that I haven't seen in a while. You know, sometimes you don't want to. I have a huge family on both sides, so I don't see everybody all the time, especially being busy with baseball. And they come up to me and they're like, you're just like your dad. You're just like your dad. And you don't notice that until someone either passes away or you haven't seen family in a long time. And just feel like bringing everybody together back together during that time. It was something special.
Yeah, Ma'Khail, Ron Higgins, Tiger Ray. What was it like to get your groove back this year? I mean, you've chased it for since your freshman year to get that groove back that you had. What was it like to finally discover it and find the formula you wanted to get back there and stay there?
Um, it was a struggle trying to get back to my groove. You know, like I said, baseball is a very mental sport, but it's also a game of staying healthy. You never want to be on the bench ever. Anytime you can get playtime, you want to take that and try to make the best out of it. So after my freshman year, whenever I started getting tattered with soreness and like minor injuries every once in a while, I felt that really affected me. And I talked about it a little bit earlier in the year, but just like minor soreness in my shoulder and forearm, tightness in my forearm, that affects how you think whenever you're on the mound. And not to say it's an excuse, but it really is something like and be cognizant of. So I feel like that played its part in me finding my groove and being able to go out there and let it rip so I can be the strike throwing machine everybody knows.